Hi everyone, this is Cheryl and welcome to my sewing room. I'm going to demonstrate how to make this really pretty neck scarf. It's got pom-pom fringe on the end, 2 pieces of fabric, stitch it up, and you're good to go. So let's get started. You're going to need the following to make this scarf. 2/3 yard of 60-inch wide fabric. You could use 55-inch wide fabric, but it might come up a little short for some of you. You'll need 3.5 to 4 yards of pom-pom fringe, depending on the width of your fabric you're using. You're going to cut your fabric 2 strips 8 inches wide by 60 inches long. Before you cut your fabric out, make sure that your fabric is folded in half to where you bring your selvage edges together all the way across. Smoothing out your fabric, lay the folded edge on the 1-inch line going this way, and then over here on this side, place and pull the raw edge of your fabric past the 0 line over here, because every time you buy fabric, that raw edge is never cut straight. So it's important to cut it straight first. So place your ruler on top, right on that 0 line over here, and also make sure your lines on your ruler match up with everything up here. So place your lines on your ruler on top of the lines on the cutting mat. That way you know everything is straight. And then go ahead and cut this edge straight. Now, because this is extra wide fabric, I need to move my ruler, still keeping it on that cut edge, making sure it's straight all the way up down here at the top, and then finish cutting your edge straight. Now, don't move your fabric. Just lift up your ruler, place it on the 8-inch line. Make sure the lines on your ruler are straight on that 8-inch line. You've got it lined up down this way too. And then go ahead and cut your first strip. And again, I have to move my ruler a little bit. And I'm going to move this out of the way just so I can see a little better. Make sure it's right there on that 8-inch line, all the way down there. And finish cutting your first strip. Now again, don't move your fabric. Now move your ruler over to the 16-inch line, making sure everything is straight again. And then go ahead and cut your second strip. After cutting your strips out, you need to get rid of these selvage edges. So I've stacked my 2 pieces together where I can cut all of the selvage edges off at the same time. And then just take your rotary cutter and trim them off. Take one of your strips and have it front side up. Lay your pom-pom fringe along the edge to where the band that holds the pom-poms together is right on the edge or very near the edge, and the pom-poms are on the inside. You're going to stitch on this side of the band, not on the outside part. So stitch right on there and stitch it all the way down. And it's very difficult to pin this fringe on. I recommend that you just place your needle down there at the starting point and just hold the fringe up against the edge as you stitch along. Make sure you're using the correct thread. I'm stitching on a synthetic fabric, therefore I'm going to select thread that is appropriate for synthetic fabric. I recommend you use your zipper foot, because if you use a regular presser foot, it's going to hit the pom-poms and you're going to have a very hard time stitching this on. So use your zipper foot, and as I said earlier, you kind of have to straighten your fringe out as you go along And I would hold the other end of the fabric so that you can go down right on that edge. And you just keep adjusting. Always leave your needle down when you stop so that it holds onto that fabric while you adjust. And then, of course, you would just keep on stitching. When you stitch around the corners, gradually pull the fringe so it is rounded at all of the corners. It'll lay nice and smooth, and it'll look really nice if you do that. If you try to square the corner, it might be a little more difficult. Take your other strip and place it face up. Then take the strip with the pom-pom fringe on it and lay it down on top. And then place pins all along the edge to hold it. And I would use quite a few pins because you don't want the fringe to start slipping around. Then leave an opening, this is real important, on one side, there we go, so that you can turn this front side out later. Then begin stitching a little ways on the inside of your previous stitch line, because this time you don't want any of the fringe band to show. You want just the pom-poms to show. So come in just a little bit and stitch on this side of the stitch line. Still use your zipper foot because you will have problems if you try to use a regular presser foot. After stitching, trim the excess fabric off at the corners. Then, after cutting the corners off, go around the corners and do these little snips just so that the fabric will lay nice and smooth in the corners. Now reach inside this opening and begin pulling the scarf front side out. To close up the opening, go ahead and fold your edges in and place pins all the way across. Then do a ladder stitch, slip stitch, across here to close it up. And it's a hidden stitch. It's very easy to do. If you do not know how to do it, then click on the link in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and it'll take you to a very detailed video on how to do a ladder stitch. Well, here it is. It's all done. I think it turned out really pretty. Now, if you are interested in other clothing accessories or clothing items, go to the end of this video where there's a green screen and click on the links. Now, if you liked this video, click on that old thumbs up button and click on share to share this video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click on that red button down there in the lower right hand portion of your screen. Don't forget to enter your email address and click on that little bell notification so that you will receive emails about my latest video. I'm Cheryl, and I'm so glad you came to my sewing room. I'll see you next time, and don't forget, happy sewing.